Okay, we are live. All right. So if you can hear me, drop 111 in the comment section. Let me know you can hear me. And if my audio is loud enough, let me know. All right. I can see two people already on the call. Drop a comment section and we would go right away. I've got my eyes on the comment section. All right. So right, we've got our first comment. MNKFHQ, my guy, my guy has run with the speed of light. Effects, all of us. All right. Success. I greet you. I celebrate you. Happy to have you here. All right. You've been very, very consistent. I celebrate you. All right. All right then. So without wasting so much time, let's just get started. Okay. I since there'll be a replay, there's no need waiting for others to join. Whoever wants to join would be able to follow through with the replay and get as much value as they want to get. All right then. So let's continue. All right. You can see the fireballs from success. Well done. Thank you. All right then. So today we are going to be continuing with our introduction to forex, right? Because all of how to calculate pips, as much as it might look a bit technical at some point, not really technical per se, but let's say trickish. That's the word. It might look a bit trickish, but then it's still part of the introduction, right? And then yesterday I was trying to emphasize on the importance of general and specific knowledge. For me, all of these things we are learning here, they still fall under general knowledge, right? Because you can know all of these things and still be able to make money in forex. As a matter of fact, all of these things you're learning, all what you have learned in these last 3 days, are they important? They are very important. But how much do they contribute to your actual success? Not so much. Do you understand? They are just things you need to know. Just like learning ABCD. Nobody would pay you today because you know how to do ABCD. They only pay you for what you're able to use that knowledge to do. All right. If you're a ghostwriter, you're able to put together your words to create a very good masterpiece in writing. Yes, what gave you that ability to write is because of your master the art of ABCD, right? So they're not necessarily paying you because you know ABCD. So what you're learning today, so George, I see you, I celebrate you. All right. So when you are learning, so when you begin to make money in trading, right? This knowledge you are giving you, are they important? Yes, they are important, right? They are important to build your foundation. But in the long run, they all you discover that it's actually the least of your problem, right? That's what it ends up becoming the least of your problem. So at this initial stage, will you experience some friction or some resistance in your learning? Definitely, you're going to experience some resistance. All right, Sebastian, I can see you. You're still very much on time. Welcome, Clinton Hickson. I can see you too. Good evening. All right. So this is your learning. Like I said, it's going to be the least of your problem. Are you going to experience a bit of resistance? Yes, you'll experience a bit of resistance. And the first day, I remember giving an illustration that a child might be riding his bicycle and then he might fall off, right? Does falling off mean it's a failure? No. It's just that it's part of the process. So while you're learning and there's a bit of places that you're going to have a bit of, confusion here and there, they are normal growth processes. Don't let them discourage you. Rather, use those as a fuel to get your desired result. All right. Michael, I see you too. Okay, that's just a bit of so that you can get your mind prepared because I know that I've taught a couple of people. And when I was teaching them these elementary calculations, they'll be like, this thing, I'm not good in maths. It does not, it has little or nothing to do. Yes, it's mathematics, but it's like primary school mathematics. Why it's looking so complex is because it is attached to the forex industry. So you feel like it's something and it's not entirely new. You get? So let's make progress. Prosper, I can see you too. I celebrate you. All right, so let's make progress. Right. So today we're going to be learning. Elements of forex. Right. So we're going to learn about pipet, lots, and others. All right. So after today's section, the next time we're going to meet is going to be on we're going to do more of practicals. Right. I'm going to teach you how to use those tools and how to place a trade, right? Of course, sometimes you see me, I will share my chart. What is this guy doing? How can I? What do I even know? Those numbers, what are they for? So after today's section, after you have okay, no, not necessarily after today's section, but after I've ascertained that you've understood this basic calculation, then we can move further. Probably if I discover that the level of assimilation is better today, then tomorrow we can make progress with it. All right. So what is PIP now? What is PIP now? You need to be very, very attentive so that you don't miss out on anything. So in full, it means percentage in points, right? It's the smallest unit of measurement to express a change in value between two currencies. Now, what did I say in forex? Basically, there are two ways you make money in forex: either when the market is going up or going down. So if you buy the market, if you enter the market, maybe you're expecting the market to go up, and you enter at price A, and then the price went to price B, it went up to price B. There's a degree of change, right? So what does PIP mean? PIP is that smallest degree of change, right? Is the smallest degree of change. So what is the smallest degree of change? What is PIP? So in trading or in forex, when let's say you're trading GBP I showed you guys the figure yesterday, the quote price where we say GBP is equals to 1.1, 1.5, something. Those are the numbers. So you discover that the numbers are very, very small. So once the market has moved from one point to another, if you want to know the degree of change, you subtract the price at which you entered and the price at which you exited. It's common sense. If you buy yam for 1,000 naira, then you can't go sell them at 1,500. How do you know your profit? It's not just minus 1,500 from what? From 1,000, or rather minus 1,000 from 1,500. It's just a simple basic arithmetic. It's common sense, right? If you're expecting the market to go up, in order for you to know your profit or the degree at which the market moved in your favor, you're going to subtract or find the difference between your entry point and your exit point. Likewise, if the market is falling from point A to point B, for you to know the degree of your profit, you have to just measure the degree of change. So the smallest degree of change is what we call as refer to as peak. So once you take in forex now, once you take the difference between price A and price B, or point, maybe when the market move from point A to point B, and you take the difference, and then the difference gives you 0.0001. It means the market moved by 1 pip, right? You can see. So in forex, if you hear me say, boy, I made 1 pip movement, or the market moved 1 pip in my direction, in reality, that 1 pip is represented by a 0.001 difference. Pay attention to the number of zeros, 0.0. So it's like four decimal places, 0.0001. That is what we refer to as 1 pip. It's common sense. Then what would 2 pip be? 2 pip will be what? 0.0002. What would 3 pip be? 3 pip will be what? 0.0003. Do you understand? So when you find the difference and then you discover that after I found the difference, I got, so you can calculate. Once you know 1 pip, you can calculate onward, right? So how does 10 pip look like? 10 pip is what? Is 0.001. All right, you can put 0.0010, but of course, those of us that are grounded in mathematics know that the zero at the end of is not really necessary. So 10 pip is what? Is 0.001. Can you see the difference between 10 pip and 1 pip? All right. So let me just do a quick one. I need you guys to be very, very fast. If you understand what I'm doing now, then what will 100 pips be? If 1 pip is 0.0001, right? 10 pip is 0.001. Then what will 100 pips be? And what will 1,000 pips be? Right? You can just look at it. It's not the same, because some people now, if you tell them, tell me what is 100 pips now, they'll say 100 pips now. They'll begin to think extremely out of point. Right? So if you understand what I'm doing, or if you get the logic of 1 pip equals to 0.001 and 10 pip equals to 0.001, then what will 100 pip be? As you're calculating for 100 pip, I want somebody to also calculate what will 27 pip be. Right? For me, the actual figure for 27 pip. Right? What will 27 pip be like? All right, great. Not necessarily. Let me see. Okay, no, this is 100 pip. If at school, what you wrote here is 100 pip, right? It's not 10 pip. Success, what you wrote here is 10 pip, not 100 pip. Can you see? The only person that got it here is John Paul, right? As a British sir. This is what 100 pips look like. Do you understand? Right? Good. Now, success, this is what 27 pip looks like. I'm glad that you guys are following, right? So these things, like I told you guys, is just a bit of adjustment from your end, and you're going to figure it out, right? Most of us here, at least, we're past secondary school, so some elementary mathematics should not really be an issue for us, right? So this is just it. We are on point, right? So let us flow. How is at the back of your mind? Like I told you guys, remember we talked about risk management. Your ability to determine or choose the amount of money you want the market to take from you, right? This knowing how to calculate your risk is dependent on how well you understood what we are doing today. All right. So practical example: if Euro USD, of course, why we say Euro USD? Because we talked about currency pair yesterday. If Euro USD should move from a particular price, let's say it moves from 1.1050 to 1.1051. Can you see the difference is looking like very, very small? if you want to know the degree of profit you made or the degree of change, all you have to do is take the difference, right? So if you minus if you minus these two figures, or if you find the difference between these two figures, you're going to discover that the answer will be what? 0.001. That is what? 1 pip, right? 0.0001. So the market moved by what? By 1 pip. All right then. So let's make progress. So most pairs have just 4 decimal places, right? So if you open your chart, when we go to the chart now, remember I told you guys to go and make your research on GBP USD, Euro USD. You're going to discover that most of these pairs, they have 4 decimal places, right? They have 4 decimal places, right? But then we have some that have just 3 decimal places, and those ones are the Japanese yen pairs, right? That's why I say most pairs have just 4 decimal places, with the exception of Japanese yen pairs. They just have 2 decimal places, and their pip is the second decimal, right? So don't worry, when you just go on your chart, open your trading view, look for any pair that has JBPY. You're going to discover that instead of having the conventional 4 decimal place, it has 3 decimal place. Why? Because that is their own kind of currency. So in their own case, now in any case of any pair that has JPY, the pip is just going to be a difference of, so instead of considering 0.0001 as 1 pip, for JPY pairs, it's going to be 1 pip is what? 0.01, right? And let me give you guys one of me personally, these things, they can be confusing. So do you know what I do? This is one of the strategy I used to approach my trading career, right? I don't trade every other currency because of the way these things, the information can be quite conflicting. So I don't trade any currency. Any currency will go give me headache, I don't go trade them, right? As I am now, I'm not so conversant with JPY pairs. Do you know why I ran away from JPY pairs? Because I can calculate their losses, I can calculate their peak, right? But it was not so easy for me because the most pairs have 4 decimal places. So what did I do? Anything wey concern JPY, I leave am for Kunle. I was not bothered about them, right? So I focus on pairs that what have the most value. And if you have been following me for the short period of time we have been together, you're going to understand that in forex, I trade just New Zealand dollars, New Zealand USD, NZD That's the only pair I trade. Why am I doing that? Let me just digress a bit. Let me ask you, if I should, why it might now, let's say they want to you want to go for a competition of who has the fattest cow, right? Who has the fattest cow? And then I give you an opportunity to train just one cow, to dedicate all your attention to train one cow. Or you should pick 10 cows and train, right? Mind you, the competition is to know who has the fattest cow, right? And then you're given an opportunity to either pick 10 cows with the same energy to train. Maybe you have ₦1 million, and they ask you to pick 10 cows and feed them for 1 month to that ₦1 million. Or you should pick one cow and feed it for 1 month to ₦1 million. Who do you think would emerge effortlessly as the winner? Definitely the person that chose the one cow, right? Because of he's going to focus all his attention, his energy on that particular one cow. He's going to know the cow like a child. To discover that he's able to take better care of the child, provide better health condition for the child, maximize his time on the cow and gain better results. Unlike people that will spread that money across 10 cows. At the end of the day, they might just have plenty 10 slim cows, right? Are you getting my illustration? Okay. 50 pip is equals to, yes, 50 pip is equals to 0.0050. You're very right about that. Yes, that is Clinton. You're very right about that. All right. So what am I saying now? So personally, this is my philosophy. There's what we call less is more. I keep on making reference to the Pareto principle, right? The things that will give you the most results are they are not big things. So if there is a lot of currency pairs in the market, not be all of them will give you have no business trying to trade all the pairs. Is it good? There are people that trade a lot of pairs and they make money from it, fine and good. But for me, I figure that, bro, since I'm not to get the head, they track plenty pairs. Forex is already complicated for me to now have plenty currencies on my watch list. So I just pick the pairs that I have the strongest understanding of their price action. And the currency, the asset I spend 80% of my time on is BTC. And that is why I can literally make good analysis with BTC. Over the last 3 months, if I'm backtesting now, I literally caught a couple of good trades on BTC. Right? Why? Because I studied dedicated a lot of my attention on BTC. So I understand BTC in total. Right? Likewise, New Zealand dollars too. So I focus most of my attention on New Zealand dollars. You understand? So I just said that to let you know that it is not by force to trade other pairs. You can just maybe for the course of study, you can start studying and exploring, and then when you now figure out a particular pair that aligns very with your strategy, you can work with it and stay loyal to it, and you can make as much money as you want to make from just that one pip, right? To take now, look at it. So, like I said, when when you find the value of your pip, you always discover one funny thing, that why is pip 0.00. So how I want take make the $100, how I want take make the $1,000 when the difference in price is 0.001, bro. If to say na yam here you buy yam 1.5, cost am 2,000, at least $500 now is a capital you can put in your pocket. But how can you tell me that when a market moves by a certain peak, the difference is just 0.00? It doesn't make sense. How then does it convert to money? That is the big question, right? So to take advantage of this minute change, which is the PEEP, you need to trade large amounts of a particular currency in order to see significant profit. I'm going to explain this later on, right? But I'm just trying to create a curiosity in your mind. Are you asking yourself, okay, if this market don't move in my favor now, but look at the price difference, the PEEP, the degree of change is very, very minute, then how does this make sense? How do I make money from this, right? Now, let's look at pipette before we go. Pipette is very, very simple. Let me give you an example. If you check your wall clock, right, we have this minute hand and we have the second hand, right? So before the minute hand will move 1 minute, the second hand has move what? 60 seconds. Do you understand? So this pipette now, you can factor it like the second hand of the forex market, right? So some brokers, right, there are forex brokers that quote currency pairs beyond the standard 4 or 2 decimal points and places on 3 or 5. In fact, most brokers, if you go to any broker and go to MT5, you discover that instead of having 4 decimal places, you might have 5 decimal places. Now, when you have 5 decimal places, the fifth number there, the fifth decimal is what you call a pipette, right? That's where you begin to take note of your pip. Maybe after you take your difference and then you discover that instead of having 4 decimal places, you have 5 decimal places. The last number there is a pipette. So what does a pipette mean? A pipette is 1/10 of a pip, meaning before the market will move by 1 pip, the market must have counted 10 pipettes, right? It's just like 1 pipette, 2 pipette, 3 pipette, 4 pipette, 5 pipette, 6 pipette, 7 pipette, 8 pipette, 9 pipette. So as when it is entering 9 pipette, then we're going to be having 1 pip. That's what it means, right? Just like the second hand of your wall clock, right? So this is the pipette is not really going to be. This pipette does not really affect. It's very, very minute, so it does not really affect your analysis that much, right? So I just add it here so that in case you begin to open our chart and begin to explore, you don't begin to ask, why is this one 5? That last number there is the pipette, and most of the time it's almost what I call that, to get used like that. All right. So look at this example now. We have GBP USD equals to 1.105. So you can see that last hand there is the pipette. So when you find the difference, and so that last one is almost minute. It's just like asking somebody what is the time. First say, the time is 8:81:56 seconds. Bro, when last you tell person time, tell them with the seconds, and it's almost we don't need it. Once you tell the person the hours and the minutes, the person is good to go. All right. Are you guys with me? Let me get a confirmation from you guys, and then we're going to proceed. Right. If you're with me and you're getting understanding what I'm saying here, just let me know in the comment section. Right. And like I said, even if you're not understanding me, sometimes it's because of it's your first time. I remember one thing I told you guys the first day of the training, that sometimes you might not see result. Why? Because you're still in the process. It is possible you're not understanding now because this is probably the first time you're getting encounter or getting or meeting something called PIP or listen. So don't expect to just your brain. You're not a computer. Don't expect to just grab it at once. There's going to be a bit of resistance. All right. So the only thing that can break that resistance is constant practice and repetitive learning. Thank God we have a replay. So if you're not going to replay other section, at least this particular section, replay it. I believe you already have your book, so document what you're learning already. All right. I can see some very, very good comments. Great. All right. Makes sense. All right. I see all of you. Great. So let's make progress. Right. So let's make progress. So example. Let's say you open a short position. When I say short position, it means you're speculating that the market is going to fall. Short position, right? On Euro USD from 1 point, so it means this is your entry point, 1.09670 to 1.0. So when I say 2, I mean this is the point at which you exited. Like you buy yam for 1.5, cancel them at 2,000. So you open a short from this particular price and then you're selling at that particular price. That's why we have 2 values there, right? When you check the difference between these 2 prices, you're going to discover it's what 0.0050, right? And then 0.050, as somebody highlighted here initially, is 50 pips. Okay, look at him, Mr. Clinton, right? It's 50 pips, right? Was it that one? Good, it's 50 pips, right? You can look at it. This is what 50 pips. This is how 50 pips look like. So when you find the difference between these two figures I have on the screen here, you discover that what is 50 pips. Now you're going to be asking yourself, yes, this market actually moved in its favor because the market fell, right? Remember I told you guys that in forex you can make money either when the market is going up or is going down. So based on this analysis, this market actually went as the guy planned, but then this guy just made the movement is just 0.0050. The big question you should be asking is, how then does this change translate into cash, right? Because not just enough to say, this market has moved 10 pips, bro. What is the dollar equivalent of this 50 pips? That is what I'm going to attend to in the next section, right? So we have what we call pip value or dollar per pip value, right? So what is dollar per pip value? This refers to the dollar value of pip in an open position, right? Let's say the market moves in your direction by 100 pips. The cash value of this pip is determined by the dollar value of each of these 100 pips, right? So what does this mean? Yeah, the market has moved 50 pips in your favor now. How do you know the financial or the actual financial application of that 50 pips? It depends on the dollar value. All right, it depends on the dollar value. It's just like saying, you bought a trade, you bought a basket of orange, right? You bought a basket of orange. For you to now know the what, for you to now know how this is. Let's say you bought a basket of orange, right? Maybe at 2,000 naira. If you want to know how much, so when you want to now know, a basket of orange has a group of orange inside. If you now want to know how much is each orange now, right? So the market has moved by 100 pips in your favor now. How does this thing now translate into wealth? It's dependent on the dollar per pip value. All right. So now the dollar per pip value is determined by the lot size, right? In trading, when you come to forex trading, one thing where go ever stop the year na lot size. You go always say, knack and lot. What lot size is what? It's actually there's a controversy around this lot size issue, and then most of this controversy are caused by people who do not really understand the idea behind lot size, right? So, but yeah, I'm gonna try as much as I can to teach you the right thing. Some of us we learned through the back door, and that's why we had some very, very ugly experience. It was along the line we now learned how to do the right thing, and that is why, by the message of God, we have been able to share that knowledge so that a lot of people will not have to repeat the mistakes that we made before. So, what then is this our lot size? Mind you, like I said, your dollar per pip value, we have not gone out to actually calculate dollar per pip value. We'll learn how to calculate it after we have learned about lot size, and that's what lot size is. So what is lot size now? Lot size can be defined as a quantity or unit of currency you want to trade. You go to your broker, I want to short Euro USD. The question will ask you is, Baba, how much own? You want to go and buy 2 bar of yam. You cannot just go and say, madam, I want yam, should not just carry yam and give you. They will ask you, bro, how much you want to buy? So that how much you want to buy, in other words, can be asked, what quantity do you need? How many mu do you want? So that question, I'm just saying it in our conventional settings. How much of? So in crypto, when you want to go and buy, you want to go and place a trade. There's a section to put the quantity. The quantity can be said in the same time as a lot size. So it literally will describe the quantity of or the magnitude of the trade you want to take. All right. So of course, someone that has a $1,000 portfolio and someone that has $100 account, they all have different purchasing power, right? So since they have different purchasing power, they can start to use different lot size. If you expect person will get 2K to want to go and buy 1 trailer of orange, right? But of course, someone that has probably 10 million naira can go and purchase a trailer of orange. But then with your 2,000 naira, can you buy orange? Yes, you can buy orange. It's just a question of the quantity you're going to buy. So the larger your capital, the more quantity you'll be able to buy. And of course, if you can afford more quantity, there's a possibility that you can make more money. Why? Because of what you're buying. This in its common sense. People always funny. You guys they trade is $2,000. Whereas in normal sense, you know that if one person buys a trailer of rice and you're buying your rice in mudu, you don't expect your profit margin to be the same, right? Then they can even afford to even sell at a lower price than you. Why? Because when they were buying in quantity, they got at a very, very better price. So the fact that you have difference in capital, it does not mean that we all have equal access to the market. Just that it's the quantity that we're going to be able to purchase that determines the difference. All right. So in forex, the standard lot size is equal to 1 lot. Right now, this lot size, let me see if I can create a picture of what lot size means for you guys, so you guys would understand it better. When you want to go and buy rice, in trading, right, you cannot trade 1 unit of Euro USD. Remember I say currency pair. So if you want to trade Euro USD and they ask you what lot size, the normal English is, okay, how many quantity you want to buy? So say, I want to, you cannot trade 1 unit of Euro USD. When I mean one, you cannot just say, I want to go and buy one, I want to go and trade 1 unit. You know why you cannot trade 1 unit? Because 1 unit, the change in 1 unit is very, very minute. It's zero, imagine the change is 0.001 p. 1 p is represented as what? As 0.001 p. So meaning if you trade, if they ask you, okay, you want now, we agree, you want short Euro USD, now ask how many quantity, now say I want, they ask you how many quantity or how many lots, you say I want to just trade with just, I want to buy one unit. When I say 1 unit, you know, I hope you guys understand me, sharp. Just like now, you know, I want to buy 1 unit. When I say I want to buy 1 unit of yam, it's like I want to buy 1 tuber of yam. So say I want to buy 1 unit of Euro USD. If Euro USD should move by 2 pips, your dollar, the money you go make now 0.002. Why? Because that is what because of that is because you're trading what in 1 unit. Because of that minute change now, the forex market does not permit you to trade 1 unit. It's just like practical example. You want to go to the market and go and buy rice. Can you go and say I want to go and buy 1 grain of rice? You cannot go and say you want to go and buy 1 grain of rice. There is a standard for measuring rice. But do you know that even if you go and say I want to buy 1 mudu of rice, do you know that each of that grain of rice in that mudu has a value, right? But even though it has a value, you cannot buy 1 grain of rice. You have to use the standard unit of what? Of measurement. And what's the standard unit of measurement for rice? Those of us in the north here, that's what we call a mudu, right? So a mudu is the standard for what? For measuring rice. Why am I giving this illustration? So you understand where I'm heading to. So in forex now, since we cannot buy 1 unit of a currency or of a currency pair, the idea of lot size came about. So this lot size now, just look at lot size like the mudu, right? It is the mudu of people. I hope I'm able to help you guys understand this very, very well. It is the mudu of people, right? You want to go and take a trade now. They'll ask you, okay, over how many mudu of Euro USD one by contest? Now one mudu of 1 mudu. So when you say 1 mudu now, is the standard. That 1 mudu is what they call it 1 lot size. And what did I say in the last slide? Your lot size is what will determine your dollar per pip value, right? And of course, like I said, your dollar per pip value is what will determine the monetary value of that change in price value that you had. Maybe when the market moves from point A to point B, that change in price value, the dollar equivalent or the profit equivalent or the loss equivalent is determined by the dollar per pip value, and the dollar per pip value is determined by the lot size. There are certain metrics that have already been set in place. Now, I'm not going to go in depth to explain to you how this metrics came about. I can explain it to you. For those of you that want better clarity, we could have maybe a short voice note on WhatsApp. I'm going to send it to you guys. But just so I don't confuse the majority of people who probably struggle with a bit of, mathematics is not something that it's not a friendly subject for most people. So I wouldn't want to go into some of those mathematical operations that came about this measurement. So I'm not going to go straight to the point and give you the facts. All right. So we said the unit or the standard is what is 1 lot, right? It's just like you want to go and buy. You went to where they should sell rice. If a rice factory, and they say, the least you can buy from us is 1 trailer. The least you can buy for them is 1 trailer, right? So even though you cannot buy 1 trailer, right? No. Let's not use I say 1 trailer. Let's say you go to a shop to go and buy rice, and then you enter and ask them, Madam, I beg, how much do you want mudu of rice? They'll tell that 1 mudu of rice now 1,002. But if you don't have that 1,002, you can use your 600 naira and buy half mudu of rice. Can you see how? How did you know the value of half mudu of rice? Because of the standard. You know that 1 mudu is what is 600. Therefore, half mudu will be what? So you know that 1 mudu is what 1,002. Therefore, half mudu will be 600 naira. So you can see you reduce your quantity to fit your account size. Let's assume you now have more money. You now ask them, madam, how much do 1 mudu of rice? 1 mudu of rice now 1,002. If you want to now buy 2 mudu now, you now pay what? 2,004. So you can see you use the standard. How did you know the value or how much it's going to cost you to get 2 mudu? You use the standard. So if you want to, when you want to go and buy your rice, you don't need to know how much 10 mudu of rice is. All you have to do is know how much 1 mudu of rice is. If you know how much 1 mudu of rice is, you can calculate how much 30 mudu will be. You can calculate how much 40 mudu will be. You can calculate how much even 1 cup will be. All you have to do is know how many cups make up a mudu, and you can now buy it according to your purchasing power. So like I said, there's a requisite amount of money needed to open 1 lot of trade. But if you don't have the amount of money to open 1 lot of trade, you can begin to buy other different lot size, right? So if you buy a trade or if you open a trade with 1 lot size, what is the financial equivalent? It means if you open a trade with one lot size, each pip movement in your direction is valued at $10. That is the financial application. Remember, I told you guys that lot size would help you to understand the pip value, right? So now that we have gotten, let's say now the standard lot size is what? Is one lot. What is the pip value? It means if you want, when you're opening your trade and you now click, I want to open this particular trade now, I'm using one lot size now. The financial implication is that if the market move by one pip, each pip movement, the market move in your direction is valued at $10. So if the market should move by 10 pip, you're going to make what? 10 times 10, you're going to make what? $100. Why? Because you use what? One lot size. Do you understand? Right? So let's make progress. I hope you do. Like I told you guys, even if you're not understanding it, understand that this is just this is just the first time. You probably need to watch this section again and again and ask questions, right? The group chat is open, my DM is open. I prefer to be on the group chat here so that others can learn to ask the questions so you can get better understanding. I'm going to give you guys a couple of practical examples so you guys can better understand what we are doing on the group chat. We'll not do it here, of course, because of there's a bit of delay in the response. So I don't want to make the session unnecessarily long. So we're not going to do it on the live call here. All right. Who can be this one? Marachi, if you're late, please. This is a question of lazy people. You cannot just come. You're late, then accept responsibility and go back. There's a replay. Don't come and be asking us what's a pip and trying to take us backward, right? It's a lazy man's question, and I believe that you're not a lazy person, right? Good. If it's a nice one, I can see you. Susan, right? You arrived. You can go through. There's going to be a replay. You can go through the replay and get the same value too. All right, then. So let's make progress now. So understanding how to create and calculate your lot size is the basic of risk management. Many people blow their account because they don't know how to calculate their lot. All right, so let's make progress now. So example, now this is a practical example now. Shorting Euro USD from this particular price. When we say shorting, you're expecting the market to fall from one particular price to another price. Maybe this way you entered and this way you exited the market. When you check the difference, is what is 0.0050, which is equivalent to what? To 50 pips, right? So if you open this position with one lot size and now look at the financial implication now. If you open this position with one lot size, it means for each pip movement, you're going to be rewarded with what? With $10. For each pip movement in your direction, you're going to be rewarded with what? With $10. Why? Because you open the trade with what? With one lot. So therefore, the profit you're going to make on a 500 or on a 50 pip movement is what? 50 times $10, which is equal to what? $500. Can you see how I've now been able to get the financial equivalent of what? Of the pip movement, right? So let's now assume that you opened it, you could not afford, maybe you could not afford one lot size, and you decide to use 0.5 lots, right? Now 0.5 lots is half of the standard. It's common sense. Since it's half of the standard, it means the dollar value will also be what? Be half too. So if you open the trade with half lot, 0.5 lot, it means your dollar per pip value will now become $5. So instead of the regular $10, which is the standard, because of you could not afford that one lot, you now open the position with 0.5 lot. You're going to discover that what your dollar per pip value, just as the lot was sliced into two, the dollar per pip value will be sliced into two too. So if the market should move by what? By 50 pips in your direction, if you use 0.5 lot, you're going to be rewarded by what? By $5. Then your realized profit will be what? 5 times 50, which will give you what? $250. Come on now. If you're getting me, if I'm not confusing you, drop a comment in the comment section and then let me know that you're getting me and I'm not confusing you. All right? I have my eyes on the comment section because this thing, it can be quite complicated. That's why it's good you listen to this thing over and over again. I know how it took me a couple of struggles, it was not so easy getting this thing. But at the end of the day, by constant practice, today it's the least of my problems, right? Great. All right, success has given me the go ahead. All right, great. All right then. So I've gotten the confirmation that you guys are with me. All right. So if you okay, so I'll just give you an example now. So it is the same thing too. So let's go to the next slide now, right? So this is just an example of, now you can use different lots. In Forex, the smallest lot you're allowed to use is 0.01. Right? The smallest lot is just like, say you want to go buy rice. There's a minimum amount you can buy. You cannot go and say, madam, they give me 2 spoons of rice, right? Maybe raw rice now. You cannot say, madam, give me 2 spoons of rice. The smallest unit you can buy is what? Is 1 cup. That's in most retail shops is 1 cup. So in Forex, the lowest amount of
of lot you can open is what is 0.00 0.01, the smallest amount. Okay, and of course you should know what you should know what it means. So if you check 0.0, the initial what do you call it now? The initial the standard is what is one lot, right? So you can open one lot, you can open 0.8 lot, you can open 0.9 lot. I write you can open 0.1 lot, you can open 0.09, but the least you can open is what is 0.01. All right. So example of lot sizes and their dollar value. If you open one lot, like I said, is $10 per pip, and they call it some. If you look at most literature, they will call it standard lot. If you open 0.1, of course, this is just mathematics, right? If you open 0. If you look at it, 0.1 is just 10 divided by 10, 1 divided by 10. That one lot is divided into 10 because as I don't get money to buy one lot, my money only do to buy 1/10 of that one lot. So yes, we sell. It's just like say you go to buy something. Okay, how much do you want of rice? I want to. I don't get 1 2, madam. How much you get? If he give you cup, or you want to go and buy palm oil. How much one bottle palm oil is 2005, and madam, I don't get one bottle. I beg you, they sell one cup. They sell one cup. So if you want to go and place your trade, they say okay, put one lot. Madam, I don't get one lot. So okay, alpha, what do you get? You get rich if now 8 lots, if now 0.2 lots, your money need to buy. Put 0.2 lots. If now 0.01, you need to buy. Put 0.01 lot. It's that simple. You understand? So it's all the same. So the number of times at which you reduce your lot size would reflect in the dollar per pip value. So you can see here, 0.1 lot, one lot is $10. 0.1 lot will give you what? $1. 0.01 lot to give you what? $0.1. 5 lots to give you $50, because of course, if one lot will give you $10, then 5 lots is 5 times of the standard lot. So just like buying 1 mudu of rice at 1,000, 5 mudu be what? With 5,000. It's like I told you guys, this thing is, if you have gone to the university, or maybe you're studying any borders where you have to go to the market and go and do your shopping, you should not calculate your lot size. But we do not to give you problem in calculating, because of it's under the umbrella of forex. So you think it's not something different. Just look at it as if you're going to go and buy 1 mudu of rice and 1 bottle of palm oil, and you're definitely going to pull through, right? So to get your dollar value. So this indication. So a simple way of getting your dollar value is to get your dollar value of any given lot. Just multiply your lot size by 10, right? So if you say I want to mean at just 0.9 lot, I feel open. How much the dollar value go be if I use 0.9 lots, bro? If you use 0.9 lots, if you want to know how much dollar you're going to make if the market moves in your favor, all you have to just multiply by 10. That's the simple shortcut. Those of us that are used to cross multiplication, you can just do the simple mathematics. If one lot give us $10, then the lot we want to use X lot, this lot will give us X, cross multiply, divide by, you get your answer, right? But then the simplest way out is to get, maybe if I say ask you now, okay, alpha guy, if I knock this trade with 50 lots now, how much will be my dollar value per pip? All that is multiply 50 by 10, which was $500. Now, disclaimer, don't be shining your chest. Oh boy, the bigger the lot, the more the money. Yes, the bigger the lot, the more the money, the more the potential money. Likewise, the more the potential risk, right? So what does this mean? If you place a trade with one lot, if the market move against you by 1 pip, and you can see, they had the market to move 1 pip. 1 pip is just like for the market to move 1 second. No, they had for clock to move 1 second. So it's easy for the market to just move 1 pip. So if you go and say, oh boy, bro, knock on big lot. If you knock on big lot and the market goes against you, either significantly or small, depending on the lot size you use, now that's how the loss will be reflected. Just as the market moves in your favor, it will reflect a huge potential movement. Likewise, the market goes against you. So it's important that you don't just blindly fix your lot. And I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give you a sequence of what you should do before you choose your lot size. In trading, the last thing you're going to make reference to before you place your trade is your lot size. Right? Don't decide your lot size before it is the last thing you're going to do. I'm going to give you 3 other things you need to do before you choose your lot size. But most people, some of us, the way we started by first say, bro, this thing now, make I use 1 lot. At least now I want buy small thing where I go sustain for this month. If the market just move by 2 lots, now $20 be that, bro. Just as the market can move by that 2 lot and give you $20, the market can also move by 5 lot against you and take your $50. So you need to be able to calculate your risks. Like I told you, in trading, it is madness for you to allow the market to decide how much it wants to take from you. your responsibility first and foremost, that's why I'm teaching you this thing at this very beginning. Your responsibility is to first determine how much you want the market to take from you based on your risk threshold, based on the money you want to lose, based on the money you know you can afford to say, if I lose this money, I'm not going to para like this, right? But if you allow the market to want to decide, the market is a hungry beast. It can take up everything you have and even more, and it's not going to get tired. This market has swallowed billions of naira and it's not shaking. So your small $10 is not a problem for it, right? Right? So let's make progress now. Right? So note, your lot size is the last thing you consider before placing a trade, right? Here's the sequence of how to place a trade, right? Number one, define your risk. What's your risk? Okay, I have a $50,000 account. How much do I want to risk? Like I told you guys, it's an error to allow the market to decide how much you want it to take. The market can swallow up that $50 in matter of minutes or even seconds. Is that voracious, right? So before you do anything, before you say, I want to go and place a trade, the first thing you should have at the back of your mind, please, if you're holding your phone on your left hand, use your right hand and hit the back of your say, define your risk. Define your risk first. How much are you willing to allow the market to take from you? Okay, I have a $100 account, but I want this, as I want to place this particular trade down, the money I want to risk out of this my $100 is just $10 now. Now that's you've defined, okay, the money I want to risk is $10. Remember what I told you guys, that most people are scared of trading because they say, it's too risky. People they too blow money. Yeah, they too blow money because they don't understand. They used to allow the market to decide how much they want to take. Like I told you, the market is a hungry beast. It can take up everything. So your first instruction, and that's what we're going to be doing. Your first instruction is to answer the question. Okay, how much am I willing to lose or to play? Now do you know why I'm coming from the point of loss first? Because in trading, the best you can do for yourself is to think of the downside potential before you think of the upward potential. Most of us, we were indoctrinated into considering, bro, if this market go in my favor, now 1K dollars, that cash out, bro. You begin to price iPhone. But have you considered if it go against you? Can you shelter the loss? Most people are fixated. It's the normal. So that is how I came to the market. So even though the market has the potential of going behind me, because of I'm fixated on, if you're too focused on the upside potential, you most likely ignore certain things that might invalidate your setup. So your number one priority, if you want to take a trade, this is the standing risk management place. The moment you allow the market to determine your lot size, you're in trouble. The amount of money you're willing to risk per time should be the first thing you're going to decide. I have a 10, like I told you now, if you have a $10,000 account, some people are scared that if they go place trade, the 10,000 fee go. That is because they don't understand the idea of this I'm teaching you now. But if you have a $10,000 account, you can tell the market that, bro, now $100, even though I get 10K for my account, now $100 I want to risk. So you decide the amount of money first. If now $1,000 I want to risk, fine. If now $5K, fine and good. But whatever it is, define the risk. And of course, there are different metrics you can use to define the risk. Number one, the size of your pocket. Person way in far na Dangote and person way in far na Biodun for one. Sorry to name Biodun, but like na Biodun for one village like that. They don't get the same pocket. So the person that is Dangote can say, bro, let me risk 5 million on this particular trade. Bro, if you go follow and say think big, it's good to think big, but sometimes understand the financial, the size of your pocket. Understand your risk appetite, right? Understand your risk tolerance. I keep on making this example. Some of us came from a very, very conservative environment. If you don't do anything, don't. It's very risky. Before you know, you're scared of risk. So if you know you're scared of risk, don't put a risk that's uncommon. Let's say get someone where you go risk, but your body will scratch you. You know, if you will sleep for night, right? That is because you went above your risk threshold. So it's good you understand your risk. Boy, the way I did now, I know how to take calls to get this money. So if I get $100, instead make I risk $50 per trade. If I just lose two times, better make I risk maybe now $5 or $10. At least I know say that one I feel contain the loss. You can see you're now logically setting or determining the amount of money you're willing to risk. Don't go and allow fake motivation to get you excited, bro. Go hard or go home. You go home and nobody cares about it, right? So, like I said, determine the amount of money you're willing to risk, and I just gave you guys a couple of factors you can use to determine that one for yourself, right? So, number two, determine the size of your stop loss, right? Now, what is stop loss now? When you say SL means stop loss. What is stop loss now? Stop loss is your point of invalidation, right? You know, when you're placing a trade, nobody is certain. There's nothing like certainty in the market. You might say, okay, is there an example I can give for this particular thing? Well, some of us, I wish all of us were. I'm from Jos. I came from not that I'm from Jos, but I was based in Jos, right? So I wish most of us are from Jos. I would have used a particular roundabout to explain some things. All right, that's what I'm trying to explain the idea of stop loss now. Stop loss is like your point of invalidation, and I said that you cannot be 100% precise in the market. You cannot say that this market will rise from point A, and then the moment the market gets to point A, bam, it will begin to rise. Sometimes the market might slightly go either beyond or above the point A before it then reverses back and begins to go in your direction. Let me see if I can paint a scenario now. Imagine that you're on a two lane. You wanted to go to your workplace, and then you're on a two lane. You're just close to a roundabout, right? You did the other lane. I hope you guys understand. You're on the other lane, and the lane you are, then you now across on the other lane, you now saw a keke na pep moving. And say, keke. Or no, let's not use keke. Let's use keke. And then you're trying to flag down the keke, but the keke is on the other crossroad, right? So what will give you hope? If you are close to the roundabout, right? You're close to the roundabout. Do you know what will give you hope that keke has not that will come back and pick you up? Is when you look at it now. Maybe when you see the keke, you were standing directly opposite the keke. It was as if you should just climb the culvert now, the walkway, and go and enter the keke. Like you're directly facing the canopy, but the keke was on the other road. Now, while the keke is there, because of the keke is not yet on your lane, it has to move. Now, as it's moving now, person no guesses or person no knows say roundabout day. Few things say the keke don't they go leave am. But what is the keke doing? The keke is not necessarily going away from you. It is probably just going. It looks like the keke is going away from you, but it is all going there in a bid to go and turn the roundabout. Do you understand? So imagine if all you did was the moment you flagged down the keke did not stop, and then you felt like maybe the keke was already going, and you now became angry, not knowing that the keke just went to turn the roundabout. Can you see? The keke did not necessarily turn back immediately you flagged it down because of certain conditions. There was no place to do a U-turn there. So the keke had to go around the roundabout and come and meet you there. Can you see? Despite looking as if the keke was going away from you, it later came back and meet you. Now, take this roundabout scenario like the stop loss. Sometimes you might have a particular price you want the market to reverse back from. The market might get to that particular price and it might not begin to pump as you expect. What happened? It might not begin to go against you, small. Now, when the fact that the market is going against you does not mean that your initial projection or price projection is wrong. It is possible that the market has not yet gotten to the point of reversal. So the market needs to to slightly go against you before it finally start going up in your direction, right? So the only thing that can now help you to accommodate those kind of movement is when you have a room for error. So take your stop loss like your room for error. You know, if I've been able to explain this, if you understand what I just did now, at least to an extent, let me know in the comment section, right? Let me see. Okay, great. I'm seeing some comments. Great. All right. So if you just let me see some fireballs in the comment section if you're getting what I'm explaining here. If you just got this idea of this, I'm trying to give you the idea of stop loss. So stop loss is like your room for error. Okay. As much as I'm entering the market, this is where I want the market to grow from. I know that there's a possibility that the market might want to go down a bit before I begin to reverse back upward. So let me give my stop loss a bit of this. Now, what's the stop loss? Just the way the name implies, stop loss. It's a risk management strategy that say, this if I am wrong, instead make this market. Let's say you enter a trade. You know we said losses are inevitable in the market. Let's assume that you enter a trade. You're not sure that this trade is going to go hit TP, right? I always tell people that nothing is guaranteed. There are days in rainy season where in the morning everywhere will be dark, breeze will blow, it will look like rain will fall, scatter that day. You now carry your umbrella, but as you leave your house, now so you go come back for night, even one drop of rain no fall. You can see, despite having a lot of confirmation that rain will fall in the day, early in the morning, throughout the day, rain will come. In fact, now hot sun even come out. That is the uncertainty of life. Likewise in trading too, there's a lot of uncertainty. So you might see every confirmation to give that this particular setup is a winning setup, but then the market can decide to just go against you and begin to go the opposite way. It happens. So in order not to allow the market to keep on going against you and swallow up your account, that's what we call stop loss. So when you say SL, take the name as its literal meaning, stop loss. It's just like it's a form of it's a humility device in the market in trading. So, bro, I agree. Say this analysis is wrong. Instead, make this in blow my account. Stop the loss for me. That's what it means. Stop the loss. Yes, I've admitted that I'm wrong. So if I have $100, instead make this my error now. Commot my entire $100. Make it commot. I'm willing to just risk just $10. If the thing reach $10, I beg. I not do again. Commot me. That is what the stop loss means, right? It helps you to what to great. All right. So I can see some response here. Good, right? Great. I'm seeing some fireballs in the comment section. Amazing. All right. So let's progress, right? So that's what the stop loss means. Back to the keke napep example. Let's say you flag down the keke. How will you know that the keke is not even interested in you? Is when the keke gets the roundabout and began to what go and it's still going far away from you. Then you know that this keke, I know maybe it's going somewhere else, right? So now the stop loss. Now, if you know, say now imagine hoping that this keke will go and come back. Then you saw that the keke is clearly going away from you, and you refuse to now remove your mind. You also say, "Now that keke I want to enter." The keke can be going and never even come back to that place. Probably 4 hours later. So most of us, just as it is not reasonable to say, I must wait for this keke. As you know, maybe you saw the keke. It was clearly going away from the roundabout too. But you see something. It will come back. Make I wait for them, and you now have an appointment in the next 30 minutes, and you want to wait for the keke. Are you sure it's going to come back? So sometimes instead of hoping, right? So you can see I'm telling you that hope is not a strategy. So instead of hoping on that keke to go where it's going to and go and come back, it's better you cut your loss, cut your expectation from after the market has exceeded the roundabout, after the price has exceeded your stop loss region, cut the loss and focus on a better opportunity. That keke will run pass, it no go take 2 minutes and that keke will come again. Do you understand? So in trading, opportunities are bound to happen on a consistent basis. So have it at the back of your mind, and you always be in a better position to prepare for the next trading opportunity. All right. So after you've gotten your SL size, it's your point of invalidation, right? So basically, technical analysis will teach you how to get 3 values. Number 1, your entry. You have to have a point at which you want to enter the market. You have to have a point at which you want to put your stop loss. Like I said, in trading, the most important thing is the amount of money you're willing to risk, the loss. Have your stop loss. Your technical analysis will tell you the point of invalidation to put your stop loss, right? Then you're also going to have your target. Where is your target? Your target is this is the place I want to exit in profit, right? So what am I trying to say here? Trading has 2 outcomes. If you enter a trade, you either exit in profit or exit in loss. Either way, one of them must happen. But the most important one that you should focus on is what? The stop loss. Don't allow the market, because of it's going against you, you should now wipe all your sweat. No, you can stop the loss and re-strategize for another opportunity. All right, and of course, to get the stop loss is still the same thing. All I have to do is find the difference. I enter at point A, I put my stop loss at point B. To know the stop loss size, just take the difference between point A and point B. It's very, very simple. Just as you can take the difference to know your profit potential, take the difference to know your stop loss potential. It's nothing hard like that. Just take the difference between the 2 prices. All right. So then the last one now. So the third one now. After you have determined your stop loss, determine your dollar value. I'm taking you guys step by step of how to place particular trade. Number 1, I said what? Recognize how much you're willing to risk. Determine how much you want to risk. Number 2, determine your stop loss size. Number 3, determine your dollar value per pip. I already told you guys about dollar value per pip. Right? This is the sequence. Now, how do you get a dollar value per pip? It's a very, very short cut. So once you've found the difference between your entry and your stop loss, we call that the stop loss size. Let's call that the stop loss size. Once you've found your stop loss, let's say your stop loss is 15 pip. To now get your dollar per pip value, all you have to do is divide that your risk, where you talk say you want risk, divide your risk by the stop loss size. So if you have a stop loss of 10 pips, to now know your dollar per pip value, look at the sequence. I hope you're taking note of this. You're not just listening to me and getting excited about the learning, right? Take note of it so you can remember it. By now, if you don't have a book dedicated to this particular training, you're wrong. That your brain is not a computer, right? There's certain people that I did a poll. You can see that most people in this group chat already know these things, right? So if you're saying that I'm not going to take notes, you're deceiving yourself. So take note as much as you can and then practice on your own, right? So determine your dollar value. Like I said, how do you get your dollar value per pip? Is that money where you talk say you want risk, just divide it by your stop loss size. So let's say you want to risk $100 and then your stop loss size is 10 pip. $100 divided by 10 pip will give you what? $10. So you know that your dollar per pip value. Now, can you see what the dollar per pip value? Some of these things you might think you know it. Now, when they give you question, you're going to say, ah, bro, I was lost. So that's why you need to pay extra attention and document and write. It's just like I used to always give this example. So if you drive what is there? Helicopter. We don't just hold that and do the helicopter will begin to go up, they touch. If you use mouth to drive a helicopter, make them give you a helicopter, make you see real life. You know, if you drive them. So for us, if you give us car now, we can drive Lamborghini with our mouth. Not be just to press button, change gear, do like this. But give a Lamborghini in real life, you know, if you do them. But initially, you were excited, or you were getting excited over knowledge. But we are human beings, but don't ever fall for the. Yes, it's good to get excited about knowledge, but don't get too excited about knowledge. Rather, get excited about application of knowledge. It's your ability to apply the knowledge that makes you to stand out, not the knowledge itself. Persuade sabi drive car for head, no be same thing. Persuade sabi drive car real life. Do you understand? So that settles it. So now, of course, dollar value per P is what? Your stop loss size divided by 10. That's your dollar value. Mind you, the dollar value is not something as a P. If you go divide, let's say you want to risk $100 and you now get 10 pip stop loss, you now divide, you now get $10. If you can't go carry that $10, you remember that is your dollar per pip value, not your lot size. If you can't go carry that $10, can't go put them as your lot, OT lot, you're in trouble. Because 10 lots and 1 lot no be the same thing. Right? So now after I've gotten your dollar per pip value, the last step is what? Determine your lot size. Can you see? Before I did not start from lot size first. I started from what? From risk. After risk, and I went to stop loss size. After stop loss size, and I went to what? To pip value. After pip value, that's when I'm coming to stop loss, to lot size. So to get your lot size, the simple shortcut is what? Is just to divide your dollar value by 10. You can see it's just by 10. This thing, but believe me, if I'm taking my trade, I don't spend 3 seconds in calculating my lot, in calculating this thing. I'm not kidding here. I don't spend 5 seconds in calculating this thing. It's relatively very easy to do. Why you might be taking, maybe if you take 10 minutes or 20 minutes now, it's because of your experiencing for the first time. Practical example, the time when you enter nursery school, nobody you they spank your bum because you know sabi ABCD. How many times have your mom, of your school teacher called your parent and say, your pikin no sabi write for no sabi do, you know this book they call tracing, where your child trying to. How many times they flog you? But now look at who is writing. You can even close your eye and write. But you can say at some point you had difficulty. So in the same thing happen here. At least you might struggle. Don't compare your speed with my own speed, bro. When I begin to teach, like throughout this year, every month I've been having private students I'm teaching. As I'm talking to them, I'm having private students I'm coaching on forex trading. Private, like exclusive private students that pay me money to teach me this thing. So every month I teach this thing on a repetitive basis. So you don't compare the level at it and go to understand it to your own level. I can see, because I'm trying to now explain it to people now, I am now forced to look for examples that will help me to explain the subject matter. So it is, what's about learning, right? What about teaching? Sorry, I'm digressing, but just for you to give you an advantage of how to learn. If you want to learn, but learn with the orientation of you want to teach somebody else. Do you know why? Your brain becomes receptive for two. As you're getting the information, your brain is thinking of how to simplify this information so that you can better explain it to this particular person. One of the most trying times of my life was trying to teach a gatesman that was in the village how to trade. I told this man that, sir, I'm very, very sorry. My trade is not going to. The man said, bro, I'm ready for this thing. Like, I knew quite well that I was going to struggle because one, he might not be able to even access, come on Google Meet to, come and join on this platform. But he's the thing that he wants to determine. Well, currently now, I don't really know about his whereabouts because I've been trying to reach out to him. At some point, I lost contact with him. But then I knew it was a struggle. So that I go leave class, I go begin to explain how to use Google Meet. Right? But you can imagine now me trying to now explain these complex things to someone like that. Imagine the process to take me. Then imagine the understanding that will come from it. Right? So after you determine your lot size, that is just it. Divide the dollar value by 10 and you're going to get your lot size. Okay? There's a slight difference for calculating the lot size for BTC and gold. Right? It's a very, very simple thing. I'll just drop that on the group chat so that you guys can, just get across with it. And someone should remind me because I did not drop it. You can just take note of this. How to calculate BTC and gold. There's a slight difference. Remember, I told you guys that I now trade BTC and gold on my forex platform. So there's a way you can calculate your lot size. You can use lot size to trade BTC. So remind me in the group chat so I can explain to you guys how to. It's very simple, right? How to. I don't use that one to derail you guys. Let you guys understand this one first before I now begin to it. Because if you understand this one we just did now, it'll be easy for you to just switch into this particular BTC and AUD. XAU is for gold, then BTC USD is for crypto, right? So let's fire, right? So let's say practical example down. Let me see the comment section if there's anything happening here. All right, so we have some couple of fireballs there. Great. All right then, more teaching, get us the shouting at the top of my voice. Okay, so example, right? Let's say you have a and you want to risk $100 on a New Zealand long from 0.569890, right? So of course, listen to English. This is just like word problem. You know, say now if like say we dey mass class, but after like today now, you no go dey live class. Oh, now you and your money go dey do the thing. So the for tomorrow now you begin to see maybe one or two practical illustrations, but it's just like what a theoretical aspect, right? So what are the we have the values here. Number one, you have a capital of $5,000. Then number two, you want to long. You're expecting the market to go up, and your entry is what 0.56590. That is your entry with a stop loss at. Can you see? I'm saying with a stop. I did not say with a profit potential. Yes, as much as it's good to consider the profit where you want to exit that one day. But number one question be say what? How much you want to your stop loss size? Okay, I think I didn't read the question very well. Number one, we have our. Let me read the question again. Let's say you have a capital of $5,000 and you want to risk $100. Can you see? After you don't get the capital, the next way where I talk about now, you want to risk $100. If you not say you know if you accommodate $100 loss, let's say you want to risk $50. If $50 big for you, you want to risk $20. Number one thing is determine the amount of money you want to risk. So let's say this particular person want to risk $100 on a New Zealand long position, and this is the entry and this is exit. That's entry and not exit, entry and stop loss. Right? What's the second step now? Number one, already determine amount of money you're willing to lose out of the 5K. We're willing to lose just what? Just $100. Now ask yourself. Now are you seeing the wisdom in trading? Person wey no trading go say, if I use my 5K now, if I take it, I might go blow up. Chap! I no go try am. But can you see now, if you're willing to risk $100 per trade, ask yourself how many times would you take trade before you blow your account? That is 50 times, bro. So you must have taken 50 back-to-back stop losses before you blow the account. Is that not what risk management? Didn't I tell you guys about risk management as one of the cardinal pillars of trading? So it's more as if you're going to battlefield. They don't give you 50 life. Before you die, you must have gotten shot 50 times. That is the beauty of risk management. You determine how much you want the market to take from you, right? So after I've gotten the amount of money you're willing to risk, and then the next is what? To find our stop loss size. And what's your stop loss size? Of course, we had our entry and we have our stop loss. Just find the difference. And the difference is what? If you do it if you have your barrier there, you can be doing the calculation there so that you can follow me. And if I'm wrong, put the right figures in the comment section. So we have the difference is what? 0.015, right? And then this 0.015 is something as what? As 15 pips. You have gone past this particular place. You can see now I've now gotten my risk $100. I've now gotten my stop loss size of what? Of 15 pips. Then the next step is what? To find my dollar value, right? To now get my dollar value, all I have to do is divide my risk. What's my risk? $100. What's my stop loss? My stop loss size 15 pips. So I divide 100 divided by 15. I got what? 6.66666, approximately 6.67, right? Now this small approximation is what is going to be affected. You know, say one of approximation, as much as it is near, but it will affect your results small. So maybe since you are here we rounded up. No, the computer will not allow you to put 0.6666666. So that small rounding up could maybe increase your risk maybe $101 because of that small approximation, right? But it's almost negligible, right? So we have our dollar value as what? As $6.67. Then the next thing we're going to look for is our lot size, right? So the appropriate lot size you will use will then be that 6.6, your dollar value divided by 10. So you have 6.67 divided by 10 will give us what? 0.67 lots. Can you see? I'm not just going to say I want to use 10 lots to place the trade. I want to use 5 lots. I use my risk to determine my what? My lot size. Come on now. If you're getting value, let me see your response in the comment section, right? Just let me know that you're getting value and then we'll proceed. Okay? This is over an hour. So we'll soon be done with this particular session. We're almost done. This is going to be a concluding session before I give you guys some practical works to do on the group chat. All right? Come on now. Let me see your response in the comment section. If you're getting value, just drop something for me, and then we are going to proceed. All right. Great. Success. I celebrate you. Nice one. Sebastian, fireballs. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. All right then. So I think we can proceed so that we can finish up on time. All right. So that's also, you can see now we are using one stone to kill two birds. I keep on telling you guys, my training are progressive. If you miss day one and you think you can just come and drop on day three, you get lost. You can see here I'm making reference to what I taught you guys in day two, which was day three, yeah, which was on risk management and all. You can see I'm reinforcing it here. So imagine you've missed day one, day two, you're coming here. It's not as if it's a blow on your face. So try and ensure that you don't miss out on any of these particular sessions. So you can see how I've gotten my lot size. So when you want to go and place your trade now, if you place the trade now, believe me, if you put all of these parameters in check, because when you're placing your trade, you have a column to put your entry, you have a column to put your stop loss, you have a column to put your lot size. If you inserted these figures here as your stop loss, as your entry, your stop loss, and use 0.67 lot, believe me, if this market should go against you, the only money you lose is $100. You will not lose more than that. No matter how the market go against you, you're losing just $100 because of what you use the appropriate lot size to trade. It's just like you want to go buy, maybe you send person make the person go market. Maybe for your house you get like 15,000 naira. Then your neighbor tell you, say, bro, I want to go market. You say, you dey go market. I beg, take this 1K, help me buy palm oil. Then maybe as the friend was now going to the market, the armed robbers now attacked him and now collected all the money in his body. You, how much you go lose? As much as they collect all the money on that your friend. Let's take the friend as the market. As much as they collected money from him, the only amount of money you're going to lose is that amount of money you gave him. So if you want to determine your risk, if they let the market do anyhow. If the market should go against you, probably the only amount of money you're going to lose is that amount of money your risk. So imagine that after you got your dollar per pip, you did not convert your dollar per pip value to your lot size. It's a common mistake people make at the elementary stage. If you not convert it, it's more like you're risking 10 times. So if you can't go place this trade now, where instead make you convert your dollar per pip value to lot, you can't go put 0.667 lot. Believe me, if this trade go against you, instead of losing $100, you're going to lose $1,000. You can see times 10 because of what? Poor lot size determination. All right, so it's very important that you know how to calculate your lot size and all of that. All right. So this is just an interface of MT5. I'm going to explain this when we come on tomorrow on the live session tomorrow. So there's no need of me dwelling here. You're basically going to see how the price currency, how the thing is just arranged on the platform, right? We'll do this live. Okay. All right. Then. So what is equity now, right? We're going to talk about this equity and balance tomorrow. The time is fast paced, so there's no need talking about it, right? But then, if you can just pause. You can just pause the section and just read through this, and then you're going to get it right. Then, thank you. All right, then that brings us to the end of the section. I was just trying to, anything that we can do tomorrow. I just wanted to pause it, and then when we meet tomorrow, I will explain them better. All right, then. So let me hear. Give me your words, and then I'm going to give you a shout out, and then we'll end it. All right. So in the next how many seconds do I have to just give the shout out to the first 3 people? In the next 60 seconds, let's just give a shout out. If you got value, just say what was that one thing you learned from the section that you value so much, and then I'm going to tag you and then give you a shout out. Success, Sebastian, thank you so much. You guys have been available right from day one. I celebrate you guys. You can see out of over almost 404 people, just barely 12 people are showing up every day. It just shows you how people are hungry for success. This also define not everybody define them, or even if everybody define them, not everybody they ready to put in the effort. Okay, Amarachi, I celebrate you, right? So it's just like that, right? So just ensure that you're giving the best. Okay, I celebrate you. Thank you so much. I don't know what success is trying to say, but right. We're saying Pip and Pipette, right? If you're Pip and Pipette, go through the comments, go through the replay, and then you're going to get the Princess John. I'm referring to you. Mr. George, my boss, I celebrate you, sir. I greet you specially. Thank you for showing up, right? All right, then. So one more person, and then we'll call it a day. All right. Let me see who's that last person. One more person, and then I want to shout out to the man side. Thank you so much. Now God, they run out for us. We are still in the process. Forget. It's just that we are privileged to know at least from point 1 to point from point A to point C. So we want to show others how to move from that point. As we are improving on our own self, we hope that we'll also come back and give more impact. All right then. So thank you for showing up to this particular moment. Let me take a screenshot. Everybody say cheese. What are you asking? Vex. Your lot size. Your lot size is your potential. Your lot size determines your potential profit or potential loss. It determines your potential profit or your potential loss. Definitely, yes. Mr. Prosper, you're on point, right? You're on point, very much on point. I love what you said here. Of all things, always stay guided with your risk management. Know the amount you want to risk. That's the first instruction. Know the amount of money you're willing to risk. So if you want to allow the market determine for me, believe me, the market is a hungry beast. It can take up every single thing. All right. So I told you guys to say cheese. I just took a picture now. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll most likely not have the section on Google Meet on here. We'll not have it here. We'll have it on Google Meet, so that will not be replay for tomorrow's section. All right then. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.